making it more appealing to the field.
Correct. Correct.
Or opening them up for someone to move a mobile home trailer
Yes.
on that unit.
Yep. Okay, so we have a motion and a second.
Yeah. All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed?
I oppose. Thank you.
You oppose, Mike?
I do, just because of
Okay,
the,
all right.
because of the delay in it, you know, I don't have any real problem with it, I just would like to, just wanted to put it on the record, the delay. Okay, 8.12 is the student activity accounts from February of 2016. I'm going to try to bring these ones through as a block, please. 8.13 is our capital projects. 8.14 is IDEA funding. 8.15 is the 2012-2013 school-based access agreement. 8.16 is the 2013-2014 school-based access agreement. 8.17 is the accounts payable report for February of 2016. And that would conclude it. So I'd like to bring 8.13 through 8.17 forward as a block, if nobody has a problem.
I have a request, 8.13 and 8.17 be separated.
Okay, so I'm going to move 8.12 forward, student activity accounts.
Motion?
Motion.
Second. Discussion? Hearing none? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. All opposed? Okay.
Okay, 8.13 is our capital projects. We're going to bring that one forward separate. Looking for a motion?
Motion?
Second?
Second.
Discussion?
Vote.
Hearing none? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. All opposed?
Nay. Opposed?
Okay, 8.14 IDA funding. 8.15 school-based access for 2012-2013. 8.16 is 2013-2014 for school-based access. I'd like to bring those three forward. 8.14, 8.15, 8.16. Looking for a motion.
So moved. Second.
Discussion?
I actually have a question.
8.17?
No, 17 is still
Okay.
coming up.
Okay.
Okay, so we're doing 15, 16, 17. Or, I'm sorry, 14, 15, 16.
Yes.
Last time, we talked about this at the committee, the whole meeting, we had some questions as to why they had been delayed. Did we ever find out why they were
Yes.
delayed?
I did, and I think I added a discussion in there somewhere.
Oh, I'm
Or
sorry.
administrative, But basically, at the end of the day, let's take, for example, it's always 1 year behind, first off. So, for example, the cost settlement related to the 14-15 school year will not be issued until June of 16.
Okay.
So that describes already the 13-14. There is a couple extra additional months. Now PCG took over the access program in 12-13, and it was a disaster, I guess. For the funding, it wasn't exactly clear to districts how it was being funded, so on and so forth. That took a while to iron out, which is the result of why the 12-13 year is late as well.
But we are going to get the PDE payment of about $33,000. That is.
Yes,
coming to
as
us.
soon as this is approved, I will send the invoice out and we will receive those funds.
Okay, thank you.
Any other discussion? Hearing none? All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? Aye. All
Okay.
opposed? Okay, motion
All
passes.
right, on the last one will be 8.17, which is our accounts payable report for February of 2016. I'm going to bring that one forward separately, looking for a motion.
Motion.
Second. Discussion? Hearing none? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. All opposed?
Opposed?
And I'll oppose that also. Thank you. Okay, that concludes all the eights. Thank you.
Thanks for getting us through that.
Thank you.
Okay, going on to superintendent's report. Mr. Hall.
Thank you, Mr. DePlacido. I'm going to let Aaron get his PowerPoint ready. We have just a brief, maybe 4 or 5 slide update on the budget. And I'm going to ask Dr. Gibbs, do you mind slide number and running that? We're down 2 of our front table folks, both Mr. Delfrat and Ms. We do miss their presence. Okay, before Aaron gets started, just as a general review for everybody in the room, we have presented 3 options to the board for consideration to close the budget for next year. Option 1 is to raise taxes and go above the Act 1 index, apply for exceptions. If we did that, we would be good. Option 2 is to raise taxes to the Act 1 index and also cutting 2 programs, the Alt Ed program and the Montessori program. Third option is no tax increase, and we had a laundry list of cuts that we would have to do to make that work. So what we're going to start with tonight is just to give you an update on the numbers of students affected by the cuts, okay? Because the menu has not changed in terms of your choice and your options here for where to cut and how. Now, I should probably say this before we get into this. We are going to, I am going to ask you at the end of this, and I do recommend that we have another meeting probably next Monday night, another all budget, all night meeting, so that we can continue to flush out the numbers, because as we've heard, we did get we got a budget passed, we have an idea, but we don't know specifically. We need a little bit of time to flush out what it's going to look like for us for next year. So we'd like to have a couple extra days to do that, and then come forward a week from tonight, have another open meeting where we really hone in on what we think we need to do, and then obviously the board makes a decision on what options you want to look at and what programs you may or may not want to cut moving forward. So with that, I'm going to turn it over to Aaron.
As Mr. Hall stated, these are our options, and we would like to schedule a meeting for next week where we can discuss our budget in more detail. We'll have a more definitive answer of what the bottom line is that we're out. Given that the state budget has been resolved for this current year, it gives us a little bit better of an idea for next year. However, there's still a lot of unknowns. But we still remain with these options. And we thought it was best to give you the information of how many students are directly impacted for each option. As you can see here with the Alt Ed program, at savings of $809,000, there's only about 20 kids directly impacted. I will state that in eliminating this program is the purpose of why we want to create the refocus room. The two kind of go hand in hand. Second, you have your Montessori. Again, we talked about the savings of $419,000. The impact of kids directly impacted is $65,000. Currently, we do have the available space to absorb both those 20 and the 65 in the classrooms currently existing today. We have our support staff and administration, some eliminations here that result in $326,000. I did I took that, that's our high school enrollment. If you add 2 high schools up, that's what you're going to get. We have, I kind of tried to give some more specifics of this, and I'll give you more details of that, but before we had our field trip calendar and extracurriculars, really our field trip calendar is kind of down to the bare bones. There's not a whole lot we could do given our pending agreement with Asbury Woods. We really don't have much left. So I grabbed 3 sports here. In lacrosse, I'd like to mention is 95% booster funded. So even eliminating the little that there is for lacrosse that the district does contribute with golf and cross country, I mean, you're only at $47,000, but which would impact 210 kids. I'll go in, I just picked 3, but the next slide you'll see, they'll give you a little bit more information regarding that. Your secondary curriculum position, we did budget for that. Today it was approved, the job description. Again, we can eliminate that in the refocus room. As I discussed, it does have an impact. We want that refocus room. As we are eliminating the Alt Ed program, it will help out at the high schools. Middle school elective, so on and so forth down the line here. And then our mental health counselors, I did about 400. 434 would it be impacted. Obviously our tech lease, you're talking about every kid from kindergarten to 8th grade. And then our middle school philosophy, every kid in